Have you ever wondered what truly sets apart those older adults who maintain their youthfulness and energy from others? We often assume that aging equates to physical and mental decline, but the truth might surprise you. If you're still capable of performing these 8 seemingly simple things, you belong to a truly special and admirable group. Those who are aging exceptionally well, even if you don't fully realize it yet. I'm Emily Carter, and today I'm excited to share with you some secrets that can help us live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. The first, and perhaps most overlooked, is the strength of your hands. Can you still shake hands firmly, carry a heavy bag of groceries without feeling overwhelmed, or easily open a stubborn jar? Hand strength isn't just about raw muscle power. It reflects your overall muscle mass, nerve function, and even cardiovascular health. Studies have shown that older adults with good hand strength tend to live longer, recover faster from illnesses, and maintain their independence throughout their later years. Imagine when hand strength declines, even the simplest everyday tasks become difficult and frustrating. Struggling to hold a hot cup of coffee or maintain balance while standing up from chair is more than just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign of declining health. But if you still have strong hands, it means your body is maintaining incredible function, endurance, and resilience. Think of Frank, a 75-year-old who still enjoys gardening, lifting small potted plants, and using gardening tools with ease. His doctor once remarked that his hand strength was better than some men in their 50s, a clear sign that his entire body is healthier than the average person his age. Hand strength is directly linked to the ability to stay mobile and avoid falls, a major concern for older adults. Strong hands help you stabilize yourself when needed, grip handrails confidently, and continue doing the things you love without any obstacles. Personally, I always try to maintain my hand strength by regularly doing simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball or using a hand gripper. I find that this not only helps me perform daily tasks more easily, but also gives me a greater sense of confidence and independence. Another crucial sign is the ability to sit down on the floor and stand up without assistance. If you can still do this with ease, you possess something that many people your age have lost: flexibility, balance, coordination, and core strength. This simple ability isn't just a matter of convenience. It's a predictor of how well you'll maintain your independence in the years to come. Think about how often you use this skill in your daily life. Kneeling to retrieve items from under the sofa, sitting on the floor to play with your grandchildren, or even doing stretches after a walk. Many older adults find it difficult to stand up without bracing their hands on their knees or grabbing onto furniture. But if you can transition smoothly from the floor to a standing position, you're among the fortunate few. Take Margaret, 72, for example. She still enjoys her morning yoga sessions and easily moves from a seated to a standing position without wobbling. Her doctor once said that most women her age can't do that without help. That's because it's not just about muscle, but also about overall body control, joint flexibility, and lower body strength. Studies have shown that people who can't get up from the floor without using their hands are twice as likely to experience mobility decline and health complications. Being able to move like this helps reduce the risk of falls, keeps your joints lubricated, and ensures your muscles stay active, even in simple movements. Personally, I always try to maintain my flexibility by doing yoga and Pilates regularly. I find that being able to sit down on the floor and stand up easily not only makes me feel younger, but also gives me more confidence in my daily activities. This is a skill that we should all cultivate and maintain, especially as we age. And don't forget about your posture. Posture speaks volumes about how your body is aging. If you can stand tall with your shoulders open, walk without hunching forward, and sit without slouching, you're far ahead of most people your age. Over time, poor posture can lead to weak core muscles, back pain, and even difficulty breathing. But if you still maintain proper alignment, it means your spine, muscles, and joints are supporting you well, a rare trait in older adults. You might not think about it often, but posture affects more than just your appearance. It plays a direct role in mobility, balance, and even organ function. When your spine is aligned correctly, your lungs can expand fully, allowing for better oxygen flow and improved energy levels. On the other hand, if you're constantly hunched over, your body has to work harder to compensate, leading to fatigue and discomfort. Take George, a 74-year-old retired teacher, for example. He still walks with confidence, his back straight and his head held high. People often assume he's younger than he actually is simply because of his posture. His doctor once said that most men his age are dealing with spinal compression or forward-leaning posture, but he still has excellent posture. That's because George has always tried to stay active, work on his core strength, and avoid habits that lead to slouching. One of the reasons posture is so important is that it directly affects your balance and fall prevention. Poor posture shifts your body's center of gravity forward, making you more prone to losing your balance. When you stand tall, you naturally distribute your weight correctly, reducing pressure on your joints and improving stability. So, if you can still maintain a straight back without feeling discomfort or needing to constantly remind yourself, consider it a sign that your body is aging with strength and resilience. The ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands is also a welcome sign. This may seem like a minor thing, but in reality, is an important indicator of physical strength and independence. Many people over the age of 65 gradually lose the strength and mobility of their lower body, making it more difficult to stand up from sitting position. If you can still do this easily, it means that your legs, core muscles, and balance are working in harmony, a rare ability that many people take for granted until it disappears. Think about how often you stand up and sit down throughout the day, whether it's getting up from the sofa, getting out of the car, or getting up from the dining table. All of these everyday movements rely on a combination of leg strength, core stability, and coordination. If you have difficulty with these movements, it's often an early warning sign of muscle weakness or joint stiffness. But if you can still do it smoothly, you're demonstrating a level of physical ability that many people your age have lost. Take Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother, for example. She never really thought about it until she noticed that her friends had trouble getting up from their chairs, needing a handrail or help. One day at a family gathering, her grandson challenged her to stand up from the floor without using her hands. To everyone's surprise, she did it easily. The fact that she walks regularly, stretches, and does gentle strength training exercises has helped her body run smoothly. Research has shown that older adults who can stand up from a sitting position without assistance tend to live longer and maintain their independence for many more years. That means you have enough muscle strength, joint flexibility, and coordination to prevent falls, one of the biggest concerns as people get older. And how long can you balance on one foot? The ability to balance is something that many people take for granted until they start to lose it. If you can stand on one leg for more than 10 seconds without wobbling or needing to hold on to something, you're in significantly better shape than many people your age. In fact, studies have shown that poor balance in older adults is strongly linked to an increased risk of falls, injuries, and even shorter lifespan. Try this test right now. Stand up straight, lift one foot a few inches off the ground, and count to 10. If you can do that easily, your coordination, leg strength, and nerve function are all working in sync. But if you find yourself swaying, putting your foot down too quickly, or needing to hold on to something, it may be a sign that your stability and muscle control need improvement. Take Frank, a 77-year-old retired carpenter, for example. He used to be very active, but in recent years, he noticed that he felt a little unsteady when walking on uneven terrain. One day, during a routine checkup, his doctor asked him to try standing on one leg. He barely made it 5 seconds before falling. That was a wake-up call for him. He started doing simple balance exercises like heel-to-toe walking and standing on one leg while brushing his teeth. Within just a few months, he was able to balance on one leg for more than 15 seconds with ease. Good balance helps prevent falls, the leading cause of serious injuries in older adults. But it's also a reflection of overall muscle function, the connection between your brain and body, and your mobility. When your balance starts to decline, it's often a warning sign that your body is losing strength and coordination. But if you can still do this with ease, it's a powerful sign that you're ahead of the curve. Remember, The ability to sit down and get up from the floor without using your hands is a true test of your strength, flexibility, coordination, and overall mobility. If you can still do this without difficulty or needing to use your hands for support, you're in a group of people who tend to live longer and maintain their independence well into their later years. The ability to rise from the floor easily relies on a combination of core strength, leg strength, balance, and joint flexibility. As people age, these abilities tend to decline, making it harder to rise from low positions. But when you can still do it with ease, it's a clear sign that your muscles, joints, and coordination are all working in harmony. Take Joan, a 72-year-old grandmother who has been active for most of her life. One day, she was playing with her grandchildren on the floor, and when it was time to get up, she noticed something surprising. She could do it without any support, just like she always had. Her doctor later said that this simple ability meant that her muscles were strong, her joints were flexible, and her balance was excellent. In fact, studies have shown that people who have difficulty rising from the floor without assistance are at a much higher risk of falls, loss of mobility, and even premature death. The reason is that it signals a decline in muscle mass, stability, and overall physical function. On the other hand, those who can still do this naturally are often able to stay active, prevent injuries, and maintain their independence well into their 80s and beyond. Can you still carry groceries without feeling overwhelmed? If you can still carry a bag of groceries without feeling like you're doing a heavy workout, you're ahead of most people your age. Hand strength, upper body endurance, and core stability all play a role in how well you manage everyday tasks. Being able to carry weight isn't just about arm strength. It's an indication that your bones are healthy, your shoulders are stable, and your body still has the ability to perform essential movements without causing excessive strain. This ability will naturally decline as you age, but when you can still lift, hold, and carry items with relative ease, it indicates that your muscles, joints, and nervous system are still functioning at a high level. Take Walter, a 74-year-old retired teacher, for example. He never really thought about his strength until one day at the store, he noticed that the younger men around him were struggling to lift heavy bags into their cars while he did it with ease. A younger shopper even offered to help, assuming he needed the assistance. Walter laughed and said, "I've been doing this for decades. No need to stop now." That small moment made him realize how far his lifelong activity and strength training had gotten him. Doctors often say that weak grip and difficulty lifting everyday items are early warning signs of declining health. That's because muscle loss, osteoporosis, and nerve function impairment all contribute to frailty over time. If carrying groceries, lifting a chair, or even holding an object for an extended period of time becomes difficult, it could be a sign that your muscles and bones need more attention. The good news is that if you can still carry those shopping bags without feeling winded or exhausted, you're in a rare group of older adults who still have functional strength, the kind of strength that allows you to live independently and enjoy life without constant physical limitations. If you want to maintain it, keep using it. Strength training exercises, hand exercises, and even simple activities like squeezing a tennis ball or carrying light weights can keep your muscles and grip strong for years to come. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, is the ability to sit down on the floor and get up without help. This is one of the most important signs of your mobility and long-term independence. It may not seem like a big deal until you realize that most people over 65 struggle with this simple movement. Balance, leg strength, flexibility, and core stability all play a crucial role, and people who can still do it have a significantly lower risk of injuries, hospitalizations, and overall health decline. Imagine Emma, an 80-year-old grandmother, playing with her grandchildren on the living room floor. When it's time to get up, she instinctively puts one foot down, props herself up with one hand, and stands up with ease. Her daughter was amazed and said, "Mom, I know people 20 years younger than you who can't even do that." What Emma didn't realize was that her ability to move with such ease was actually an incredible sign of her strength, balance, and longevity. Doctors even use something called the sitting-rising test to assess a person's overall health and risk of mortality. Studies have shown that people who have difficulty getting up from the floor have a much higher risk of falls, fractures, and long-term mobility issues. If you can still sit down and get up without holding on to furniture or needing help, you're in a rare group of older adults who still have strong functional mobility, a skill that most people lose as they age. The reason this is so important is that falls and the inability to get back up are one of the leading causes of serious injuries in older adults. Many older adults who fall struggle not just because of the fall itself, but because they lack the strength and coordination to recover afterward. If you can still move up and down with ease, it means that your legs, core, and balance systems are all working well, and that's something to be proud of. If this is something you want to maintain, daily practice will make all the difference. Simple exercises like bodyweight squats, lunges, and core strengthening movements can keep your muscles active. And if you struggle to get up now, don't be discouraged. Starting with supported movements, using a chair or cushion for assistance can help you regain your mobility over time. The key is to never stop moving. So, there you have it. 8 signs that you're aging exceptionally well. If you're still able to perform these things with ease, you're among an elite group of individuals who have maintained strength, mobility, and mental clarity far beyond what most people expect at this stage of life. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's that aging doesn't have to mean losing everything. It means adapting, preserving, and even thriving in ways that others might not expect. So, which of these abilities impresses you the most? Do you still have all 8? Maybe a few? Or is there something you'd like to improve? I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you've learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to me, so don't hesitate to share them. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your loved ones. Your support helps me continue to create quality content to inspire and bring valuable knowledge to the community. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.